Yo, what's up guys, it's Zannysquad here, and before the stands go and dislike bomb this video, I just have to say that I admit that the anime adaptation really did do its job and told the story of the Tower of God, I admit. But it was pretty much just a shell of the manhwa and could have been so much better. Here's how it messed up.
Subscribe to Zannysquad! Yep, subscribe!
So I felt like the studio either severely rushed the anime's production or had a very tight budget because the art style is complete garbage and that is transparent in many of the scenes. But before I get into how it was really bad, I would actually rate this anime a 6 out of 10 simply because it did have a great story that the anime did reproduce. The manhwa had already had many funny moments and great dynamics between, the three main characters, Rak, Baam, and Kun. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. And also the creative ways that Kun solved the test and sort of broke the rules in each test. And the one way that the anime did expand from the manhwa and do better was in its symbolic representations that the anime used instead of words. This is especially true when they showed Rachel, entering the dark cave and both literally and figuratively being Baam's light. It's very poetic. This is just a series that many viewers, such as myself, it's one of the first times where we have read a manhwa in this case, before the anime aired. And there are just some tiny differences that made the anime, for me at least, into a 6 out of 10 instead of a 10 out of 10, which was the manhwa. I really did enjoy the manhwa, and this anime adaptation just really fell flat. To give a comparison, it's like watching the Death Note anime versus the Death Note movie. It's just not good. That's a very stark comparison, but I feel like the saying read the manga really stands the test of time for cases such as this. Ones like this. And now I'm gonna get into how the anime was, for us manhwa viewers, was so much worse off as an anime than it, and how it could have been better. So at the beginning of the manhwa, the artist really did have bad drawing quality, and you could see them getting better as the season progresses. But just use your own drawing style, man. It's that simple if you want to have a good quality anime. This is also the reason why, series like Mob Psycho had poor animation quality, because they just wanted to reuse the drawing style of the manhwa. So as a result, a lot of the fight scenes just felt so unsatisfying, because this was their chance to really branch out from the manhwa and use animation to really hype up the viewers. Instead, we see so many fight scenes where it could have been just simply amazing, but it felt very disappointed. Some may argue, maybe they wanted to focus on the actual story. The story's pretty good, and not the fight scenes. But they didn't even properly explain a lot of things to the audience, and even messed up on some subtleties that the manhwa had. Obviously, they had to cut out a lot of scenes from the manhwa, but the scenes that they kept in were strangely altered very subtly, so that the story and characters just felt a bit off. And as a result, there are so many inconsistencies and plot holes that the anime has. For example, the scene where Baam enters the tower shows a hand literally dragging him in, when in fact he opened the tower doors himself, and he's an irregular. So this doesn't get explained until the end of the anime, but it just leaves the anime viewer very confused. Did he get pulled in, or did he open the door himself? And there was another scene, in the scene where Baam protected Rachel, his shinsu comes out in just a weird way, and that will be very difficult to explain later on, or if they're gonna keep using that shinsu in that way. It's just very weird. In the same scene, the Black March uses Dio-like powers to literally stop time and knock Baam out, which just makes no sense because the Black March isn't isn't Dio. And also, a lot of the characters' motivations were completely distorted. They consistently mention that Princess Yuri simply wants to, you know, she wants to find amusement. She's just bored. But in the manhwa, she is specifically interested in Baam because he's an irregular. You know, she's not just bored. She's interested in Baam, and that's just gonna be very difficult to explain in season 2 when, you know, she goes looking for him. And so in the very last episode, episode 13, I felt like it was just a big sympathize with Rachel episode. I don't know why they made this episode. I would rather they just have 12 episodes instead of this huge BS episode. Like, no, she betrayed her friend. She betrayed the person who loved her most, and it was just so dumb. Because, and throughout the entire series, they cut out a lot of Rachel's scenes so that she looked a bit better for some reason. I don't know why the anime adapters just really like Rachel, but no, she's just a horrible character, and she's just a horrible, you know, person. She's like, alright, so that's it for this video, guys. I don't know what you guys thought of the anime. I really did like some of its scenes because it was very funny. A lot of the fight scenes were actually good in comedic value, not so much in anime quality value. For example, the scene where Rock and like he's carrying Paracule or Parasol, I forgot the name, but he's like carrying that guy and he's like rushing the worms. That was a very funny scene, but the animation quality could have been better. Another scene is, you know, the obvious, you know, tiny Rack scene. You know, Rack is just a funny character. Kun is just a very tricky character. And Baam, you know, he gets a lot better in the second season. I'm not gonna spoil it. So, and there's been more information that the anime adapters posted for season 2. So hopefully season 2 is gonna come out. I know that the actual story for season 2 is a lot better, but hopefully it's a different studio, or hopefully the studio makes like a, you know, they use their own animation style just to get better. And then maybe I could give the second season a better review. But without further ado, tell me what you guys think about this season. Have an awesome day, and the squad is out.
Not true.